The stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues.
The Boondocks is a cult classic whose value and contributions to pop culture we can't overstate. It follows two brothers, Riley and Huey Freeman, who live with their grandfather and go on a series of adventures filled with edgy humor. Aaron Magruder created the sitcom, and it's known for its social and political commentary. This is a list that looks at the top 10 Boondocks episodes. Before we get started, please like the video and subscribe for more great content. Also, if you want to keep this content going and free forever, please check out our Patreon page and our store. Everything you need is in the description below. 10. It's a black president.
Barack Hussein Obama will be the next president of the United States.
Werner Herzog, a German documentarian, meets Huey, who is somewhat indifferent to having a black president. Everyone also seems to have Obama as president, except Uncle Ruckus. After a couple of years into the Obama administration, people realized they should have voted based on shared interest, rather than what people looked like, identity politics. The episode critiques both the Obama administration and the circumstances that led to his emergence as president. It also serves as a warning that people shouldn't be swayed by appearance, but by the content of character. 9. Let's Nab Oprah. The infamous gun-toting duo of Ed Winkler III and Gin Rummy hatched a plan to kidnap Oprah so they could control women. Of course, the Freeman brothers get involved. Riley wants in on the adventure, while Huey tries to stop them. The misadventures quickly go sideways, as they got Maya Angelou kidnapped from the wrong book signing. The episode speaks to the power and influence celebrities have over other people, especially one of the most powerful women in the world, while giving the nod to strong black women. 8. The story of Gangstalicious 2.
We got to do something. I got an idea. Let's go to college so we don't end up like Gangstalicious.
The episode presents us with an essential and rather uncomfortable discussion about homophobia in hip-hop. Riley, realizing his favorite rapper is gay after seeing him kiss his ex-homie at gunpoint, must have challenged his view of the world. Riley often uses homophobic catchphrases, and Granddad has feared that he may secretly be gay. After all, his favorite rapper Gangstalicious is gay. Gangstalicious starts a fashion line and includes a couple of feminine designs as he begins to affirm his homosexuality, all the while Riley is having issues accepting that his fave is gay. We see a beautifully woven tale about denial and then acceptance of others and ourselves, while also tackling homophobia in the black community. 7. The Color of Ruckus.
You don't talk to me like that in my house. I ain't no punk. Let me go.
Oh, damn.
According to Uncle Ruckus, he suffers from revitiligo, which made him black in appearance. We are taken on a journey through Uncle Ruckus's childhood and witness the abuse he suffered. We got to see where his reverence for white culture came from. The episode isn't lacking in humor, despite showing Uncle Ruckus at his vulnerable state, and places a spotlight on his hatred for himself and his skin color. It's a commentary about Uncle Toms and their insecurities and hatred for themselves, which makes this a powerful piece. 6. The Itis.
I'm sorry your peach cobbler look like vomit with peas.
Damn it, boys!
Please, we don't have to. I don't care if you be.
Granddad opens a restaurant named the Itis, which refers to the sleepiness one feels after having a large meal. Granddad attracts large patronage by serving soul food to his mostly white neighbors. The restaurant provides its patrons with beds to nap after serving of the soul food. They become lazy and addicted. The restaurant is closed after several lawsuits because of the fatal heart attack of a customer. The major takeaway of this episode is the dangerous eating habits and health concerns in black communities. 5. Guess who's coming to dinner.
That's what I said, Slickback.
No, it's a pimp named Slickback.
Granddad may have finally found love in Crystal, who happens to be a stripper with a shady past. The boys are wary of her, but Granddad seems oblivious to all the signs. Crystal, on the other hand, has found a sugar daddy who spoils her, and life couldn't be any better. This somewhat beautiful interlude is interrupted by a pimp named Slickback. One thing you can easily pick from this episode is that if you're desperate for love, you may get something unrequited. You'll be blind to see that you're being used, whether willfully or not. 4. Return of the King. The Return of the King takes us to an alternative timeline where Martin Luther King Jr. survived his assassination, but slipped into a coma. About 30 years later, he woke up to the thrill of the American people. He restated that his stance on nonviolence and extending olive branches to one's enemies when confronted about the 9/11 attack. And this extinguished the joy in the hearts of Americans quick. The American media tore Dr. King brutally, and all his attempts to appease the people were futile. This episode takes us down a rabbit hole of uncomfortable truths. Also, we see how vicious and unforgiving the media can be, even to heroes. 3. Granddad's fight.
That's like calling 1-800-collect an ass whooping. And no, that ain't no toll-free.
The episode that gave us the nigga moment is arguably one of the most critical points made by Boondocks. It was in this episode that we became introduced to the infamous Colonel H. Stinkmeaner, who died as a result of a nigga moment, and has ever since haunted the Freemans. A nigga moment happens when an otherwise logical black male acts irrationally in often self-destructive manner when he becomes blind to his ignorance. It often happens when two black men run into each other, which results in violence. It's a metaphor about the high level of violence usually found in black communities, and how they can easily avoid it. 2. The trial of R. Kelly.
All that needs to be said is this.
In this episode, we witness the tension between those who condemn R. Kelly and those who remain loyal and excuse his horrific acts. The episode is particularly jarring, since it deals with a real sensitive issue of child pornography and abuse. It tries to contrast opposing views and rightly condemns the acts of R. Kelly. A well-established person can be a terrible human. We shouldn't let their fame line and cloud our sense of justice. 1. The Garden Party.
No matter what happens, these people just keep applauding.
The Garden Party is the most critical episode as it throws us fully into the world of the Boondocks and the lives of the Freemans. Amidst Granddad's fears that the boys will embarrass him, Huey gives a speech saying Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government knows something about 9/11. We quickly see that things may not be as they seem, and there are layers to what we perceive. The episode clearly shows us the disparity between the privileged white upper class and the underprivileged. It shows how black people, even when they are privileged, are always expected to act around white people to become accepted by them. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Also, let us know if you agree in the comments below. Check out our Patreon page and store to help us grow. Talk to you next time.